Satsang-79. Be quiet like God. 13th October, 1935. Evening Satsang. Brahman is the self, Atman. And Atman means our self alone. The 10 experiences of the 10 sense organs are not 10 different individuals. They are all the single action of the one self. There is a story of the various organs going on strike, not willing to do their work. The self is the king, and it is for him that all organs work. The self alone is the greatest. Body identification is the nature of the individual, the jiva. Even the sense that I am Brahman is also dissolved in the case of one who has become Brahman. That is the state where there is no I and there is no you. It is neither existing nor not existing. It is something beyond both. The pride that I am the self is also not in the self. There is no such thing as is and is not. The wave of seawater is only sea, but instead of being separate, it simply has to keep quiet. The explanation of it is not a thing is that all that has an appearance is not it. All differences are perceived in relation to illusion. In relation to truth, there are no degrees like bad or best, medium or inferior. A jnani was asked, "Who are you?" The sage kept quiet, because reality cannot be described. After a period of silence, he only said, "We are told by the Vedas to be silent." The sage Pipalayan said, "I will describe what Maya is. She is not, and that is what I will describe. I will tell how many ships were drowned in the water of the mirage." There is something in us that gives response to a call by saying, "Oh." That is Om. The 3 syllables A plus U plus M make up the Om. The Sattva, Raja, and Tama gunas are respectively related to these 3 syllables. Om is the power of knowing, which is consciousness, the Mahat principle. It is also called the power of action and the power of matter. To say I am is Brahman, but if you mean I am plus the body, then you are not Brahman, You are but an individual, a jiva. The treasure that is within us is beyond any value. It is Brahman. It is godliness itself. If it takes pride in the physical body, then its perfection is diminished, and it suffers great sorrow. However, if it drops the petty pride of the body, it is God. We never forget that we are, but we never say, I am. The experience of our being in existence is there without saying anything about it. It is just as it is, and that is Brahman. While coming into this world, the jiva comes in crying. All come crying, and only for crying. The only aim of being born is to cry. Crying is the destiny of one who takes birth. Everyone is going forward crying. Nobody looks back. If one would look back to one's source, there would not be any cause for crying. That which is very natural is Brahman, absolute pure consciousness. What study are you doing? All study is nothing but crying. Let everything that is be as it is. Do not say anything, and it is so. The Shruti, the Vedas, says that you are nothing. Then why are you forcefully calling yourself as somebody? We must be silent, just like a dead man. To be silent like God is to be God. Brahman is silence. Our concepts are enemies. However great and rich your achievements may be, in the end, you will be insignificant. All of your achievements are of no use in the end, as you will die with the concept that you are a petty individual. You cannot gain real greatness as an individual. Whatever you have gained is going to be destroyed, either in front of you or afterwards, and you will die as a petty jiva. Therefore, you actually get nothing. Even though a jiva is really a part of God, he dies as an insignificant jiva, repaying the debts of his actions every moment with fear in his heart and without the realization of his godliness. All of his riches prove to be useless. What happens is illusion, and what is as it is without becoming anything is Brahman. Again and again, people fall prey to the great illusion, trying to do something or become somebody. Whatever you may become, it is becoming something other. And other is always petty. Silence is the quality of the great man. Whatever you give a name to means a coming down from reality. So do not try to become anybody. There is no higher authority than Brahman. Do not touch anything other. As soon as you touch it or take it to be true, it is spoiled and you are stained. Because you utter a word saying, "Yes, I am such and such," Brahman is called an individual. Whatever you call yourself, it is that name you will be called by the people. You may call yourself anybody, but to do so is to fall down, to come down. It is only gold which is called by the name of a bracelet. By giving emphasis on the name, you have forgotten the original essence. Gold has never become an ornament. It is always only gold. By giving a name, objectifying, the original thing or essence goes behind a curtain. It is covered with the label. This original essence becomes invisible. The name is used and the original essence becomes eclipsed. It is as if it were out of sight and somewhere else. By pride of the name, it becomes important and its empire spreads. The original essence remains covered. The illusion is like this. There is no hair on the tongue. To say that there is hair on the tongue is illusion. The objects of the senses give the fruits that are pain and pleasure. The individual thinks that objects are real and thus suffers pain and pleasure. Though he is the self, by the force of lust and desires, he becomes a small individual. The power of knowledge, of action, and of matter are one in the wholeness of Brahman. This means that they were only Brahman from the beginning. The 5 elements are all only Brahman. Altogether there is only one, alone. In this body also it is only Atman who is there. And everything is that. Brahman is the only one. If a jackfruit is made of sugar, all of its parts, like the skin, the pieces of the fruit, and the bean, are all simply sugar. Similarly, that which is called this world, in its numerous forms, is only Brahman. The form of the body grows by the power of Brahman. It is only Brahman. Like a doll that is made of cloth is completely only cloth. In a similar way, the body is all only the life force energy. It is all of manifestation, and it is natural. It is not disturbed at all by any appearances, and never has it been corrupted. Ghee, that is clarified butter, when it is both solid and liquid, is always only ghee. Ignorant people think them to be different. To the wise, ghee is the same, be it either solid or liquid. To understand one's uncorrupted, pure existence like this is to know Brahman. Brahman remains pure and unpolluted by anything. If there is a currency note of 1,000 rupees, and if there are 1,000 coins of 1 rupee each, its value does not change. The shape and form is a distortion of the underlying value. To be solid is a distortion of the ghee. The solid form is a cumulative result, a process of storage. The basic existence is Brahman only. The man who says that Brahman has undergone some change is lost in ignorance and illusion. Brahman has no parents and cannot be exhausted and cannot increase. Atheism and theism have no place in Brahman. It is always as it is. Only what is created has growth and modification. Brahman has no growth, no modification. If you take a bath in the water of the river does not lose anything. Its water returns back into the same river. The states of childhood, youth, and old age are only experienced by the body. Brahman does not become a child, a youth, or grow old. One is neither man nor woman. Although in the body, one's real existence is different from the states of the body. Know that you are Param Atman, the Supreme Self. But remember well that it is Brahman that is there, not you. When this is confirmed, then the goal is reached.